Today's outlook will start on AU. Still reacting obviously out of that weekly point. Had a nice little sell off yesterday, ended up catching the break even on the buy, so that's cool. We have now pushed down and mitigated the decisional of our 15-minute external break, generated some really nice liquidity down into the mitigation of this area, and induced really nicely into it as well. So we're sitting in a good spot. Remembering the market can push lower from here if it wishes to, given the weight of the supply that we're sitting in. However, it's not looking to be that way. Since we mitigated this point, we have now pushed up. This area here is technically our whole internal range, as really like that was your last little internal range. So now we've got that. However, just understanding the following on with price action, we have broken this internal high here, but we're yet to retest it. However, since mitigating the demand, we can see the reaction that's pushed up, coming into this area here. This break was retested. However, this whole area from this high is all a liquidity area. And this pullback here doesn't obviously align up with the rules of having liquidity generated on our complex pullback to confirm this as a range, and just the momentum coming out of here with that higher time frame context is starting to make this area prove to be a smart money trap. So what I'm looking for, my only concern with this internal range is we haven't generated retest yet. This could be working as internal retest, generating trend line like that, little inducement of buyers. We'll see what it wants to do. If we can sweep Asia low, potentially induce some buyers here, take them out, mitigate the bottom 5-minute point, I'd be happy to look for a buy down here, just following with that external context. We'll see what it wants to do. Just given how this range is formed, I'm not really interested in trying to sell it. I'd be going against the context of the higher time frame. And yeah, it's just, I don't believe that this range is going to hold, so I don't want to try and sell in it. The only way to try and sell, yeah, in my opinion, you can't sell inside of here at all because all of this is liquidity sitting underneath retest. So I'm not looking to touch AU for sells. I'll keep an eye on options to buy it, but that's about it. GU is not going to be getting looked at for me today. You do have this area here. We ended up breaking a 15-minute external low like I've been looking for. Unfortunately, just, yeah, didn't get a chance to get in it, which is really, really annoying. There's no way to get in it really, like up here or in there that fit the rules. So, bit unfortunate. Yeah, quite annoying, really. So nothing we can do about that. But the market's, yeah, moving exactly in line with our analysis, which is great. Like I said, got this retest of that internal break. If we can come up, mitigate that, I'd be happy to look for a buy through it, targeting the decisional area of this external break and obviously the inducement of that retest. But we're a fair ways away from that. We don't have any structure as is, so I'm not looking to do anything with GU. Now, EU is a little interesting. So I've got EU as bullish inside of this leg here. That was our retest, which we've now swept. We've now also induced the decisional of that break of structure just there. So had a really nice reaction since the inducement of that break of structure. We've now broken high, retested, induced the retest, generated liquidity, mitigated demand area of this break. Now, the reason I've got this area as a smart money trap is because it didn't take any liquidity. I've got this as a smart money trap as it's part of retest of that internal break, has the liquidity there, and goes against this structure cycle if that is going to play out. So I'm actually happy to look for buyers out of this point here through this area here to see if we can get the smart money play out of this point or the potential continuation of that structure cycle. The other side of this, I'd be happy to buy for the inducement of that point, which is even nicer. I'd actually even be open to selling off the take of this as well, because I don't believe this point's going to hold. So if we can get that sort of inducement, I'd be happy to sell from there if it presented. So either happy to buy up to it or sell when we get there. So we'll see. In terms of buying directly out of the demand, that's not an option for me, just given the momentum coming down to it and your lack of structure. So it's either going to come out to the supply and I'll buy through it, or it needs to do something like this. And then I'll buy from here, target that as my inducement, get something like this. then we can go like that. So yeah, we'll see what that wants to do. We shall see what it wants to do. EU and AU definitely have more potential for today. GU's got literally nothing. We've got no news. We had the 5 p.m. GBP CPI Frankfurt Open. So that's been and done. And yeah, and then a little bit of orange folder. That's about it. So see what these two want to do. See if they give us an opportunity. If they don't, that's cool. No stress. But there is looking like there's potential for today. We just need to get the right structure and not get caught in any traps because we're bouncing between a few different points at the moment. So make sure to be careful with that, but do our thing.